There's two main types of workers' compensation settlements. One is called the denial and dismissal, or a D&D. The other is a commutation, or a lump sum settlement. Both are settlements that are paid to you in a lump sum fashion, but the D&D differs from the commutation in several respects. First of all, a D&D settlement, or denial and dismissal settlement, is money that's paid to you without ever recognizing your entitlement to workers' compensation benefits. In fact, the opposite happens. If you decide to have your claim denied and dismissed as part of a settlement, then you will sign something and an order will enter saying you're not entitled to workers' comp. Your case is dismissed and denied, but you're receiving money in a settlement for doing that. In a commutation, you've already been recognized as being entitled to workers' compensation benefits, and most likely you will have been receiving workers' compensation benefits for a period of time before deciding to commute or settle your workers' compensation case. I would say generally, D&D cases, denial and dismissals, tend to be lower amounts of money, lower value. And that's because if you're doing a denial and dismissal, then in all likelihood, there are some problems or issues or a lot of risk in going forward, because there's a significant possibility that a judge would find you're not entitled to workers' comp benefits. You should be getting nothing legally from workers' comp. In which case, if you went forward and had a hearing on that and lost and had your petition dismissed, you'd normally get nothing. In a D&D, instead of going forward with that petition, both sides prior to that agree to settle it by denial and dismissal. It's going to be dismissed. It won't be on the employer's record, so to speak, and it's not an accepted case, but you're going to be paid some money in exchange for that. But like I said, those tend to be a little bit lesser than commutations. Commutations, on the other hand, are really a way of stopping your weekly checks in exchange for a lump sum of money. And depending on how many more weeks or years you might be entitled to collect a weekly check, that'll affect the value or the amount of the commutation. But when you commute your case, you are entitled to workers' comp benefits. You've been receiving workers' comp benefits, but you're agreeing to stop all that in exchange for payment of one lump sum of money by the insurance company or the employer, and your weekly checks stop forever and all time. Your right to have workers' comp pay for your medical treatment, typically in a commutation, stops forever. So you've got to have a pretty good sense that commuting your case is in your best interest if you're going to stop your weekly checks that have been coming in while you're unable to work, and your medical treatment as well. So those are the two main cases. Those are the two main types of settlements, D&Ds and commutations.